We didn't know if you were going to come back for the 6th inning, let alone the 7th, but you really seemed to get into a groove, and I think you retired like the last 12 batters you faced or something along those lines. When it was getting later in the game, how did you find that next gear to get you through this final couple of innings?
Well, just knowing that my offense got my back, and like even though we were down going into that last 2 innings, that we're not done yet. Just finding the gear, trying to get zeros and give us a chance.
How much does your mentality change when you go from facing a 2-1 deficit to then the next time you come out there having a 3-2 lead?
Just throwing strikes, getting ahead of guys. Once you get ahead, they're in a lot of trouble. So it seemed like that later on in the game that once I got ahead, it was over for them.
I would imagine that it's awfully rewarding for you and Brandon Berger to both go the distance and to save those bullpen arms. How much pride do you take in being able to have a complete game?
Well, it doesn't happen often, but it definitely feels like a pretty big accomplishment going complete game, knowing we got a lot of guys in the bullpen that even though if we do get taken out, that they'll do their job and get zeros for us and finish the game.
What pitches were working for you today?
We had a lot of change-ups. Curveball was a little iffy, but it was working on later on in the game when I found my groove, and fastball getting ahead of guys was really good.
One thing we mentioned is you had a really, really good 2023 bouncing back from the injury and the Tommy John. The numbers are not quite as good this year, but obviously there's still a long way to go, and today's performance is going to help that. Is there anything that you've been focusing on throughout the season to kind of get back to where you want to be?
Well, early on in the season, I was having trouble with command, and just trying to command all 4 pitches that I have has helped a lot, that's for sure.
I know Clarion's record hasn't been great, but I think they're a team that's much more competitive than a few years ago. What were some of the challenges that they presented today?
Well, they would swing early and swing often, even swing it. Like they would take balls, swing at strikes. They wouldn't really chase anything, so getting ahead of them really helped getting weak contact later on.
Well, you mentioned that they went after early pitches. Is that difficult as a pitcher, or do you prefer that because maybe it makes you a little more efficient if you can get those outs?
Prefer it, yeah. You would like the strikeouts, but getting ahead and getting guys out early really helps out the pitch count and probably helped me out go complete game today.
Lastly, we know last year Seton Hill dominated the conference. You went 24-0 before you finally lost. You finished 26-2 in the regular season and then went undefeated through the conference tournament. It's probably not going to be that easy this year. We know that the record's not going to be as good, but what are the ultimate goals?
Just win the division is still our goal. We got to win every game, and I know we can do that. So winning the division and getting the PSACs and winning that again will be really good.
Well, having a complete game effort by you certainly goes a long way towards that, John. Thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you.